StockMate calculates livestock inventory or stock on hand in two ways, and these two methods are also the means by which animal movements can be recorded. The first method is the individual electronic identification or EID method. When animals are moved, processed or treated in any way, StockMate will record the activity with specific reference to individual animals. All livestock records will be maintained on the basis of the unique identifier associated with each animal. In most instances, this will involve the electronic identification code or EID embedded in a scannable ear tag or bolus. If these records are to be accurate, animals either need to be scanned when they arrive on the property or are treated or moved. If the EID of every animal in a location is known, and whole groups of animals are being relocated, a bulk move can be recorded using EID records, but without actually scanning the animals. This method is commonly used for backgrounding operations, breeders, and small to medium-sized grazing operations. Many producers need to know the location of every specific animal under management. They use scanning technology to identify animals when livestock are processed or moved. In these situations, the StockMate app integrates with the scanning devices and records the destination to which livestock are drafted. Individual animal records are automatically updated with this information. Often, these same producers will move whole groups of animals from paddock to paddock without physically scanning the animals. However, because they have already recorded the location of all animals within StockMate, they can then record paddock moves and exits on the mobile app or through the web interface by using the bulk session tool. This tool allows users to select a group of animals by EID and record shifts between locations. On the basis of this information, StockMate can generate stock-on-hand reports which show the exact location of and details for every animal under management. Producers are able to maintain an accurate inventory figure for all groups of animals based on individual EID data. Let's consider now an example of how this might look in practice. Bill manages a backgrounding property with about 4,000 cattle. Because he uses StockMate in the yards to process his cattle on the basis of EIDs, he knows which animals have been drafted to each paddock on his property. His pasture management system dictates that Bill shifts entire groups of animals from paddock to paddock on a weekly basis. This is made easy in StockMate because he can record a bulk handling session on the tablet or on the StockMate website, and EIDs are transferred to the new paddock in bulk. When Bill runs a stock-on-hand report, the number of animals and their locations and key performance metrics are all accurate for every paddock and property under management because every session has been recorded using EID data. The second method for calculating stock on hand and recording animal movements is a mob-based management system. Some livestock producers don't need to scan livestock or might prefer to only scan animal tags occasionally. For instance, they may choose to tag and scan animals at weaning or branding, when applying treatments in the yards, or when exiting animals to another property or to a feedlot or processor. Owners of breeding stock that never leave the property on which they're born may never scan some animals. They do, however, need to know how many animals they have of different types, ages and weight ranges, and where those animals are located. These producers will elect to use StockMate's line or mob-based management system to manage their livestock inventory. Line or mob-based management involves the recording of livestock inventory on the basis of numbers of animals of particular types or specification. Note that this system is not at all dependent on EID data, but it can be used within the system to the extent that scanning does take place. Mob-based management is more likely to be used by large-scale pastoral and commercial breeding and fattening operations. It is especially suited to situations where regular processing and scanning of animals is operationally difficult due to the size of properties and cost structures. Typically, under this system, mobs or groups of animals will be moved from paddock to paddock without reference to the individual identity of specific animals. Stock handlers simply open a gate and push animals through. They make a note of the number and type of animals on the StockMate app, and records are updated when the device is synchronized with the web, when the user has an internet connection. Under this method, animal numbers are tracked on the basis of movements of lines or types of cattle. At the most basic level, these lines could be based on mob, cattle type, breed, gender, or any other descriptors. The good thing is that the two systems, electronic identification and mob-based, are compatible. At different points in the life of particular animals, they may be scanned. This allows the producer to record treatments and key data against specific animals. If all animals are scanned at, say, an annual muster, it's possible to reconcile mob-based records with actual individual animal IDs. Nonetheless, under mob-based management, inventory can be maintained and stock on hand determined, even when animals are only scanned at branding and exit. By default, the StockMate system is set to record livestock inventory on the basis of individual animal data. To switch to mob-based inventory management, go to Tenant Settings on the website and, under the Miscellaneous tab, select Mob-based.